Hey guys, Ralph Havens here, Beyond Limits Physical Therapy in Bellingham, Washington, in Fairhaven. And this video is a very important one, I believe, for all runners, especially people that want to get fast. I'm talking about middle schoolers, high schoolers, collegiate, post-collegiate runners. And one of the things I run into when I'm working with somebody that's dealing with a chronic injury, a recurrent injury, something that's keeping them from running, is that they tend to train in ways that aren't optimal. And some would call it overtraining. Some have just got this mindset, which is so common, less and less these days among the really fast people, but was very common back in my day of running fast, was just to train harder and longer and faster. And we used to always be tired. But there's a way to be even faster by having the correct dosage. So I'm going to go into depth around this way of running. It's our Beyond Limits way of training, and what I found is we can't really rehab somebody enough to allow them to overtrain. You know, if you're dealing with a knee injury and you're coming to see me to get well, and we find the root causes and we work on it, but you just keep going back and overtraining and training at high intensities and high volumes and not resting, you can't really get yourself healed up enough to do that. You know, you can kinesio tape it, you can put braces and all sorts of straps on. You can ice it. You can take non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. You can do a lot of stuff, but at some point it just starts to all break down. So, so the correct dosage is right. Now, what we use is a formula from Jack Daniels. He's the PhD guy. He has multiple world champions and Olympic record holders and world record holders, and his college team won multiple national titles. And he's got a great book called The Running Formula, Jack Daniels' Running Formula. I'll show you the copy of it. Definitely recommend picking it up. And what he's got is a way to see what your optimum dosage is and how to do it through different phases of training. There's the base building, and there's the training part, and then there's the taper part to race, which really bugs some people to rest before races, but really important if you want to run fast. Now, I'm going to walk you through it based on a runner that say has a personal record of right around 5 minutes a mile. So 4:58 or so, 5 flat, 5:02, that sort of thing. And there's a thing called the VDOT tables. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but here's what it looks like. And you go and you put your mile time in, and it gives you a VDOT number. So if I put my mile time in, not mine, but say a 5-minute miler, there's the VDOT is either 59 for a 5-minute and 2-second miler, or it's 60 for a 4-minute and 57-second miler. So if somebody runs 5 minutes for the mile, they're somewhere between 59 and 60 on this table, this VDOT table. A 5,000 meter would be somewhere between 7:17 and 17:03. So right around 17 flat, or right around 5 flat for the mile. Now what you can do then is go to the next part, which is a table that has the training paces for your VDOT. So if we look at 59, say for example, or 60, then easy run pace is somewhere between 6:50 and 7:50. You know, somewhere right around 8-minute pace. And we'll talk about progression of easy runs in a little bit. Very, very important thing to get fast, and also to make the training more optimal in all sorts of ways. So easy run pace for a 5-minute miler is 6:50 to 7:50, right around, say, just under 8 minutes a mile. Now, we have threshold pace, and that's the pace that you do your big work at. This threshold pace is the pace that will get you the middle part of a race, so that second and third lap, so that you can be there for the 4th lap for the kick. Or get you the 2nd mile in a 5K, the 2nd mile, the 3rd mile, so you don't just fall off the early pace. And threshold pace for a runner that runs a 5-minute personal record mile is 6-minute pace, 5:59 to 6:04. So 6-minute pace is a threshold pace. Now what do you do with that? You do 10-minute runs, like 10 minutes at 6-minute pace, and do that twice maybe with a 2-minute recovery, or you do repeat 1,000 meters or repeat miles, not too many, at 6-minute pace with a shorter recovery, like a minute. So it's not that fast to run a minute slower than your mile PR. You could run much faster. Most people do run their intervals much faster, but if you can put it at the optimum dosage for a 5-minute miler, then you're running 6-minute pace for these what are called tempo intervals, cruise intervals, tempo intervals. Now, mile race pace is called repetition running. And for that, that type of runner, a 5-minute paced runner, 5-minute mile PR runner, is running their 200s in 37. Or if you do run up to 400 meters, we don't tend to do that for these type of speed workouts, it's 75. Now, the key about these repetition runs is we like to think of the words in Jack Daniel's words, what is the purpose of this workout? Now, speed work is to get speed and to teach the neuromuscular system what it's like to run fast. It's not to build endurance. It's not to build lactate threshold. It's not to build any of that stuff. It's to just work on the speed systems. So what we do is, one of my good friends says, feed the cheetah. Sprinters, if you're doing sprinting work, then we act like sprinters, and in between repetitions of that kind of speed work, we take a lot of rest, a couple of minutes between reps. So you might do a 200 meters at 37, for example, if you're a 5-minute miler, 37-second 200, and then rest for a minute and a half. Like just kind of walk and jog for a minute and a half, and then do another one, and don't do a lot of them. 4 to 6 of them is plenty, because the purpose is just to train the neuromuscular system. When you're doing threshold training, for example, like we talked about before, the 6-minute paced runs, the 1,000 meters at 6-minute pace, or 1 minute rest in between those, the purpose of that workout is to build the middle part of the race. So we take shorter rest and we do threshold training. We don't do 2-mile race pace training. We don't run 800s at mile race pace or 800s at 2-mile race pace. We run it at threshold pace. And what is threshold pace? It's a pace that you could run an entire hour at all out. So not that fast, but not jogging, but not hard. And so that's a key, and that's a key to this book, Jack Daniel's Running Formula, is to run easy runs easy, not too hard, because if you run them too hard, you're not doing the purpose of the workout. The purpose of an easy run is to recover, to build the aerobic base, to increase the stroke volume in the heart, but it's not to stress the tendons and ligaments and muscles. It's to massage them. It's to recover. And if you're running your easy runs a bit too hard, you're not really recovering, and you're not really letting the tendons and muscles and joints rest, and then you're a little flatter for your hard work. And then if you run your harder work too hard, you're just getting yourself into a deeper and deeper hole. And one piece, a physical therapist that had a really cool study that he saw, I'll find the link and put it in the description, but he said what they found is if you train hard, like have a great race, a great workout, your testosterone goes down. Think of that. You train hard and your testosterone goes down. So it's like an anti-steroid kind of situation. And the great coach Mike Smith from Flagstaff has been known to say to his world-class athletes, after a hard workout or a hard race, a great race, he tells them, you're a worse runner right now than before that race or before that workout, unless you rest, unless you sleep your 8 to 10 hours and you rest. Because if you just go hard and then hard and then hard and hardly take rest periods, you're decreasing your testosterone and your HGH, your hormones that build muscle and make you stronger, and you're increasing your cortisol response, so you're under more and more stress. So the key to training, I find, is to get the correct dosage. It's not about just running harder, longer, faster, like I used to think. That was one of the beauties of the sport, I thought, was you just run harder, faster, longer, and you'll be great. But it's just not optimum. You could actually run faster if you have the right dosage. So some of the takeaways from this video, and I encourage you to get Jack Daniel's book, The Running Formula, very, very good, is to do easy runs easy, and to do the strength of your training in tempo speeds, not harder speeds. To do the repetition running, the speed work, but not do a lot of it and take a lot of rest in between cycles, and to rest in between. The easy days are easy. And there's one more piece about progression. So for example, the easy run, you could run the easy runs, for example, this 5-minute miler running about 7-minute pace, 7.5-minute pace, 8-minute pace. You could run your easy run straight out the door at 7:30 pace and continue at 7:30 pace, and the whole run is an easy run at 7:30 pace. You're in the right zone, but what the world-class guys do, the best of the best, is they progress. So my boy Ben, who is a 5-minute miler, he can run 5 minutes for the mile. That's his PR right now, 4:58 actually. And his first run of a long run, I mean an easy run or a long run, is about 9.5, 10 minutes a mile for the first half mile. Then he works into the 9s and 8s, and then the last few miles are in the lower to mid 7-minute range. And what that does is it teaches your whole system to get faster. That every time you run, the second half of a run is faster. Now, if you run too hard early on, then you're running too hard later, and it's not really an easy run. So you got to run very easy early, and then work into it, and you feel bouncier, lighter, happier, really ready to run fast. So the purpose of the workout is, and you should know what that is, whether you're easy, tempo, or repetition speed work, and rest. The purpose of the workout is to rest sometimes. So reach out to me if you need some help, some more guidance. The book is the Running Formula, Jack Daniels, and we're at the interface of rehab and performance. So if you're dealing with a chronic or recurrent injury, I can help you find the root cause, get to the bottom of it, and heal it up, fix it up, help you get back on track, back on the trails. We've done it over and over again with athletes from middle school to high school to college to post-collegiate. And we can help guide you with your training, because you can't get enough rehab and therapy to allow you to overtrain and get away with it. So this is Ralph Haven signing off from Bellingham, from Fairhaven, and let's get out there and run. All right, bye now.